Hey boys, what's going on? Today, it seems like Ter Stegen is kind of at war with Barcelona. And yet again, my club is in turmoil as ever. I'm not surprised, really, but this added to the fact that the summer Japan Korea trip has been not completely screwed over, but a little bit screwed over. Barcelona are going to lose money. They were flying to Japan. That was canceled. Now they were going to take a bus. That was turned around. Then Gabi was going to drive everybody there. Guys, it's a mess. And we're going to talk about it today, starting with the fact that Marc-Andre Ter Stegen is kind of at war with the club. And by this, I mean today, apparently, Ter Stegen has come out, not apparently, he has come out saying that he is going to have back surgery and so will be out for the next 3 months, which is weird. It's weird for a player to come out and say how long they're going to be out for. What's the war thing here is that Barcelona, like for financial reasons, to be able to use that wage space that would be unoccupied because the player would be out injured. La Liga allows you to use that wage space due to an injury to register somebody else. And Barcelona were going to use that wage space to register Joan Garcia, who is the goalkeeping option, the new goalkeeping option for Barcelona. He's supposed to be the new guy. And I really do think he was going to be great, or he is going to be great. I've heard good things about him thus far in practice and all the warm-up and training sessions that they've had. They're very impressed with him. A lot of good things are coming out. Don't want to put too much pressure on the guy, but good things are being said, and that's huge for a good signing. And Rooney Bargi apparently has had really good things said about him. I don't know if they're trying to like talk him up a lot. We see this a lot in the summer. You can't really trust a ton of what they say. That being said, Garcia is still not registered, and the Ter Stegen space they were hoping that either he would leave or he would have this surgery, which means Barcelona could register Garcia in that time being. But because Ter Stegen is saying 3 months specifically, I think Barcelona are not going to be able to use that wage space to register another player. And it's kind of like showing the middle finger to Barcelona in this situation and putting them in a very difficult spot where a departure is probably going to be needed. And again, I mentioned that lost revenue from Japan, that Japan trip not happening, that's probably like 5 million euros or something for that one match. That's not good. That's not good because that means Barcelona have to come up with even more money to cover this wage room to pay or to register Joan Garcia. And it's just, I'm kind of amazed that Ter Stegen's doing it. He's been putting his foot down this whole time, and so it's not that surprising. But it's kind of savage if you look at it from an outsider's perspective. It's kind of like a little badass that, hey, Barcelona's kind of treating him poorly, forcing him out, which is not something you ever want to see. It's not the right way to treat a legend of a club, and I don't know if Ter Stegen's a legend of the club. I don't think he is, but he's someone who has done a lot of good for Barcelona in the past and has won. He's also lost a lot, and recent history doesn't shine too bright on him. However, I don't know if forcing him out's the right way to do it. Barcelona is doing it, and so Ter Stegen, in response to that, is not working with them, is not doing what they want, and is putting his foot down, and then doing so obviously, right? This saying 3 months is just a blatant F you to Laporta and the board and saying, I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to get better. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to work on me. All the while, all you guys that have been treating me poorly are going to have to figure it out yourselves. Because again, he's locked into this contract. There's nothing they can do about it if he doesn't want to leave and if he doesn't care about being benched. And if he's getting surgery, he definitely does not care about being benched. All of this leaving Barcelona in a very weird, uncomfortable situation where they're definitely not sure what to do here. Again, have been struggling with money issues this whole summer and still have to register these guys. Yes, we did get some income from Pau Victor. They sold him for 12 million plus 4 in add-ons to Braga in Portugal, which I think it's in Portugal. It's just a pretty good deal. I'm actually pretty satisfied with that for a guy who barely played for Barcelona last season. And he's probably got a bright future, but Barcelona need the money now, and I think he needs to play somewhere with Marcus Rashford here as well, and Ferran Torres and everything still being here. I don't think there's space for him. More power to him. It'll also end up covering whatever stupid loan fee Barcelona might have to pay if Marcus Rashford doesn't have to pan out. However, I've thought about it more, boys. I think he's going to do well. I think United is just a mess where players are dealing with so much pressure and so much nonsense, kind of like Ansu Fati a little bit, except Rashford was more proven than Ansu and has played a lot more football than Ansu did. That being said, focusing on the Ter Stegen situation here, I don't really know what we're gonna do. Right? They're gonna have to figure something out somewhere to get money into Barcelona to cover this. I don't think Ter Stegen's gonna let up in any way. He doesn't. He probably needs a surgery. He's going to get the surgery, and I would expect him to even have to come back in 4 months. But by announcing this, will probably create enough doubt in the minds of the FFP people, and they already hate Barcelona because Tebas is paying them, and he hates Barcelona and has been after them for the past 6 months anyway. So they're basically probably not going to let them use this wage space that's been created, even if a 4-month window might be reasonable for this type of surgery, which I don't even know if it is. So I don't know. I really don't know, boys. It's chaotic. I'm not surprised because that's what this club is. Constantly chaotic, constantly unknowing what's going on and being unsure of how they're going to make the next week work financially. It's really frustrating because I keep seeing Liverpool is going to go back in for Isak, or Isak's now announced that he wants to leave. And Liverpool, I know they just bought Ekitike and Verts and Frimpong, spent however many millions. Chelsea have all this money to spend. Atletico Madrid is spending all this money. Real Madrid are apparently readying a 100 million euro offer for Rodri. All of this is happening, and Barcelona are kind of just left existing, having bought a great keeper, and likely just going to have to deal with the squad they had, plus Barchi. And Rashford now, which I think is solid. I don't think it addresses all the defensive issues, but with a healthier Christensen, maybe a more consistent Araujo, and just more time to drill, I don't think it's a bad thing. And an older Kubarsi and Inigo Martinez being there as well, I think it's fine. I don't think Barcelona are left in a bad spot, even with all of these teams stacking and stacking and stacking, just because I think Barcelona have more young talent than any team in the world. So all of these guys are still going into their prime, even with Pedri. Gavi, I think, will have a much more important role this year. Bernal is coming back. You cannot forget about Marc Bernal. He deserves a video on the main channel because I think he'll be that important within like 4 games of the season. And so don't we're not out of anything. Don't act like we are. Don't worry about it, boys. Even if we can't make any more signings, it's just frustrating to see. And I'm empathizing with all of you guys that are probably seeing all this talk. And since Barcelona was kind of the talk of the town for at least 4 or 5 months last season, that it's kind of died out because nothing is going on. And the stuff that is going on is not great. Except I do think the Rashford created some conversation about it. It was like Fabrizio Romano's 3rd most liked tweet of all time, or here we go tweet of all time, behind Cristiano and Kylian Mbappe. So that's pretty good. But that being said, boys, this Ter Stegen situation is a little wild to me. I think it's kind of savage from his part. As a Barca fan, though, it's annoying, and it is what it is. We're going to have to deal with it. The club's going to have to figure something out. They never do. They kind of throw something together right in the last minute. So we'll see what they end up doing. Though, for all you guys that are hoping for Dumfries or a fullback, I wouldn't be too optimistic about that. That's a definite thing in my mind. But yeah, boys, thank you for watching. This is the last video out of the studio. We'll be back there this weekend. Maybe I'll put something together. I got videos coming on the main channel, though, so look out for those. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace, everybody. Not you, Ter Stegen, though.